All right. Let's get on to it. Guess who didn't charge her phone again? Me. Yay. I'm also a bit sick and I've had like fuck all sleep. I am hyped the fuck up on energy drinks and hope. Right now. Quite literally. But it's okay. I finished my energy drink and I can start another. God. It took me a bit longer than I'd hoped to fix my audio, but it should be working. Should be. That took a while. I finally figured it out though. It didn't take too long. I have my snacks as well. I am my rice cakes. Alright. It was clear the level of regard the people held for him by now, by how compliantly they left the premises.
今のスト演技どっちだ半分ずつかなあの話を信じてもらえなかったのが寂しかったのは事実だけどそれを口にすれば彼らが引き下がってくれる確信もあった
Hopefully that is good enough. Hopefully it should be. I think. I don't know. These damn audio settings. I fucking hate OBS and the fact that it fucks with your settings. Okay.
どっちかより立ち悪いなこの確信人たらしめ
I looked down from the window in awe and how swiftly he diffused the situation. Eve, my queen. Noticing my present once again, Eve looked at me in the window and happily waved at me. Then, my reunion with him brought back the crimson nightmare once again. As we spoke to the children, we were suddenly hit by an explosion in flames. The embers fluttered in the air as the smell of burning stung my nose. No. No. Eve, wake up. Eve was lying on his back, and while I couldn't see any major burns, his body was covered in blood and ash. Oh shit, is this happening now? I thought this was a flashback. But no matter how many times I repeated the process, neither his pulse nor his breathing returned. No, no, I won't give up. Eve protected me again from the explosion, and now he... This isn't fair. Oh shit, this is happening now. I was reliving what happened 7 years ago. That's why this time, I need to save him. He grabbed my arm and pried me away from Eve's cold body. I slumped down to the floor. Lucas took my place next to Eve and began checking his pulse. Oh. Is Lucas gonna... get him back? He seemed to be feeling regret for not arriving sooner to extinguish the fire. Adolfo took out his trusted dagger and began to cut through Eve's shirt. His unmoving chest was fully exposed now. Adolfo bit his lip with frustration. He then angrily threw the dagger behind himself. He is gonna hate me again. Oh, wrong button. No, give me a sec. I should not have another energy drink. I've already had 2 in the past 12 hours. I will, however, have more of my chocolate. I got Ferrero Rocher. I love Ferrero Rochers. Ferrero Rocher? Rocher? I don't know. I could hear the conversation, but most of it was cloudy in my mind. The only thing I was certain of was it was my fault. He met me, and I cursed him. Eve died because I killed him. I looked down at the floor as I mumbled. The dagger that Adolfo threw behind him was right next to me. I grasped its handle and stood up quietly. As Adolfo and Lucas grieved, she snuck out to go off herself. Fun times all round. I walked outside through the crumbled wall. Without a single soul noticing my departure, I slowly made my way to the field of Lycaris. I found myself in a familiar place, awaiting my punishment. Under the leaden sky, chocolate. Under the leaden sky, I sat alone in a field of black Lycaris, surrounded by the symbol of death. The black Lycarises swayed as if welcoming my decision as one of their own. In my weakened hand was a single dagger that I could barely grasp. The dagger I took from that place. I guess this is it. The word sparked my memory. I slowly began to recall the faces of all the people I'd killed thus far. The first of the many souls that were lost was a young man of 18 years old who had been in the care of the orphanage. I liked him. I thought of him as my own brother, one who would play with me whenever I wanted. But this gentle soul did not receive death's blessing, and in the 6th month after our first meeting, cursed blood spewed from his dying lips. The second was a frail young girl at the orphanage, with whom I shared a room and had befriended. She was far too young to be loved by death. One morning I awoke in the bed that we slept in together, only to discover her cold, breathless body lying next to me, with eyes rolled back and mouth agape. The third, a sisterly young woman who stayed with me out of concern for the grieving girl who had lost 2 companions in such a short time. The fourth, the friendly twins who fawned over me as though I was their own sister. The fifth, a worker at the orphanage who was unsettled by the sight of my isolated existence. Do I have enough charge for live 2D yet? The 6th, the 7th, the 8th. Yay, we have life today. Be gone, pinged, be gone. God, let me rearrange it myself. I am a love motherfucker. Woo-hoo. Sweet, okay. That should be good. I can see all of the shit. That is too bright. Okay, ow. Fucking flashbang myself. I put my lamp on too bright. Too bright. Okay. Hi. It's me. Okay, back to reading. Huh? How many have I counted?
死神だ。あの娘は死神だ。あいつの周囲にいる人間はみんな、この国の呪いが身を蝕む前に殺される。あの火災も、大量の死体も、あいつが呪いによって引き起こし、殺したものに違いない。
Yes, that may be so. Everything must be my fault. Even the incident back in the alley. I killed them with my powers of death. Who else could it be but the one responsible for the deaths of those who were kind to me? I positioned the dagger in my hand. A dagger that was his treasure, not mine. The cold light that gleamed from it felt to me like the warmth of a hearth. Cerise. I pointed it to my neck. I couldn't let fear take hold of me now. With each passing day, I lived as death. More lives were lost, wilting away and scattering like lycra petals. They wilted, they scattered, they went up in flames. I could no longer bear it. Dear God, I have killed so many people. I accept that I am a sinner. I have no right to live again. I strengthened my grip on the hilt of the dagger to stop my hands from shaking, and as a single teardrop fell, I brought it toward my throat.
ほう。死神の少女が死
Bye,
の花園にて
baby.
その
Hug
命を
you.
散らす。
I love you. You're hot.
実に惹かれる光景だが、いささかそれは請求だ。
He appeared before me suddenly.
仮にも自らを神だと名乗るなら、行為の存在らしく、もっとずぶとく傲慢に。人間たちを陥れ、嘲笑いながら生きても許されると思うけれどね。
He gave a wide grin as his red eyes curved mischievously. He reached out to me with a frail hand. His bare fingers wrapped around the blade of the dagger pointed at my throat, spilling a significant amount of his own blood. I should have been angry to be robbed of a death I wanted, but... You're bleeding. I was trying to kill myself so that no one else would come to harm. It wouldn't make sense for someone to die alongside me. Let go, right now. You need to stop the bleeding.
やれやれ。優しいのは結構だが、落ち着きたまえ。
Blood lipstick. God, I love this game. The person who appeared out of nowhere rested his bloodied finger against my lips.
言ったろ。もっと君はずぶとく傲慢であるべきだと。
He slowly moved his finger. The color traced over my lips like lipstick, painting them red. An indescribable shiver ran down my spine, preventing me from moving away. The blood on his finger dripped down my lips and onto my mouth. Instead of iron, it tasted like sweet nectar.
私は人ではないからね。だから、現世で受けた傷などすぐに塞がる。
Just as I was about to ask him more. Wait, your wound is already healed? Who are you? The mysterious man had a bewitching presence that didn't seem to be of this world. He smiled eerily and spoke.
はじめまして、死神のお嬢さん。私はこの国の死の番人、アンク。悲劇に嘆く麗しい姫君に、とある契約を持ちかけるべく、冥界より馳せ参じた。
Open up, motherfucking cheating. My cheating, and by my cheating, I mean, my guide. My cheating guide. Time to cheat. Cheater. Because I don't think I even have choices right now, though, so I'll keep that separate.
私との約束を果たしたら、君を普通の女の子に生まれ変わらせてあげよう。
This was my encounter with the one who would lead me to either salvation or despair. Woohoo! My encounter with Anku, the Watchman of Death. Of course, we have to do the despair ending first. The Watchman of Death. Contract? I didn't understand what he was trying to say. Before I knew it, the rain around us moved away, as if fearing his presence. I love you. This Anku watchman was observing my confusion with glee. He had literally appeared in front of me out of nowhere. The first thought that came to mind upon seeing him was suspicion. Still, the deep wound that the dagger should have left on the palm of his hand vanished without a trace in a matter of seconds. It was difficult to imagine that he could be some ordinary person with delusions of grandeur. Either he's using some kind of trick to hide the wound, or he wasn't... I don't know, should I do thoughts in her voice? I think I used to, and then I stopped because I couldn't be bothered. But I think I'll do her thoughts in her voice as well. Or he wasn't really injured in the first place. The wound and the blood I saw could have been faked. But that wouldn't explain what I felt when he cut open his hand on the dagger's blade. The blood from his finger that dripped onto my mouth seemed real too. I took a step back to put distance between us before asking him a question. Let me ask you one more time. Who and what are you? Why did you get in my way? How did you heal yourself?
そんなに私という男に興味があるのかい？
Yes. Huh?
対面早々そこまで熱く迫られるとは男冥利に尽きるじゃないか。
You're hot.
ぜひこのまま私と共にこの花園で秘密の仰せをとお誘いしたいところだが。
What? No fucking in the flowers? Okay. The death flowers, by the way. Huh?
残念なことにこの口説き文句を君はお気に召さなかったらしいね。
Yet. Big yet.
可能な限り質問に応じることでご機嫌取りをさせてもらおうか。
He spoke with a graceful bow.
先ほど名乗った通り、私はこの国の死を司る番人。世界の底に存在する死者が住まう冥界にて、この国で終焉を迎えた者たちの魂の管理を任されている。とはいえ、この国には極端に短命か、いびつな転生を繰り返す者しかいないゆえ、いささか退屈なのだがね。
Anki let out a chuckle.
だからこそ、私はずっと、君と会える日を心待ちにしていたんだ。同胞の姫君、セレス。
Himegimi. Partner? Anki grinned.
君が自称していたではないか。自分は死神だと。魂が死で満ちている君と死を司る私。まさに同胞と呼ぶにふさわしい。違うかい？
The things he said didn't make any sense. The more I heard, the more confused I became. It was like someone was forcing me to listen to a fairy tale they made up themselves. Still, there was something about his words that penetrated my heart. If what he's saying is true, that means my soul really is the soul of death. Hearing it confirmed this way didn't sadden me, since it was the very reason I had sought to kill myself. No matter how many times I glanced at him wearily, he seemed completely unbothered. If I didn't find a way to end our conversation soon, I wouldn't be able to carry out my plan to kill myself. Man, don't you just hate it when you're so depresso espresso that you're just gonna end it all, and then some hot Ikemen guy comes and be like, hey baby, please don't kill yourself, I love you. Bro, I love this game. Anku, was it? Let me ask you something. If I really am death, then why was I born as a human in this country? Why does my existence bring death to those around me? Can you answer that?
もちろん知っているとも。
Or is it going to
それは
blank out the words again? Because so far this has been slightly different to the main game's common route. But in the main game, before we unlocked this route, all of his secret lore drops were blanked out.
君がのを有しているからで。
Okay, no, it's still blanked out. Despite being on Lesaloo. I didn't think it would be. Huh? You still can't tell us the truth. For some reason. I couldn't hear what he was trying to say. Seeing me tilt my head quizzically, Anku rubbed his throat a little with his fingers and... Your blanks are blank. He spoke again, but I still couldn't hear him clearly.
なるほど。あれの影響か。 肝心な時に役に立たない分際でとことん私の邪魔をしてくれる。
What do you mean? I don't know what you mean. Is there a problem with us speaking?
いや、すまない。一応は私も神に近い存在だからね。
I'm something of a god.
どうやら権限に伴い、現世のものへの過度な干渉を世界そのものから禁じられてしまったようだ。
Rules of nature.
私としても、今すぐにこの真実を君へ伝えたかっただけに。
But no, we've got to figure that stuff out organically. I'm gonna make myself a little bit bigger. Bigger. And do it down. Yeah. This big. Is that so? It sounded like an exaggeration to me. But judging from the look on his face, he seemed to want to tell me something.
ともあれ、私は大事な同胞である君を救うために現れた。このまま死を見届け、真の故郷たる冥界へ招くのも救いの一つではあるのだろうが。
But if we did that, there wouldn't be a story.
理
Probably.
不尽な不幸に翻弄され、人々に蔑まれたまま死ぬというのも、いささか悔しくはないかね。
Anku asked me in a way that did not even attempt to hide his intentions. What are you trying to say?
そのままの意味さ。どうして私ばかりがこんな目に、贅沢は望まないから普通の人間のように暮らしたい。君は優しいが無欲ではない。そういったことを考えたのは一度や二度じゃないだろ
う Well, I can't deny that. I shifted my gaze away, but I could still see him grinning in the corner of my eye.
そこで、先ほど私が持ちかけた契約だ。
Be my partner.
実を言うと、現状この国は死に愛されているのではなく、
No, it's not loved by death, it is cursed by death.
死に愛されすぎている国となり、
Oh no, it's
呪い
become
以
so
外にも
loved.
多くの死が
It's
はる
loved a bit too much. Too much death love.
君もすでにその一つに遭遇しているだろう。
Oh, wait, what? Oh, that's not the right thing. Oh god. No. What is... Oh god. What's the config? Display log is the L stick. Okay. There you go. In fact, it has become so long. It's been so long since I played this game, I forgot the fucking controls. It's become so loved that death exists here in more ways than one. I believe you have encountered one of death's forms already. Huh? Could you be referring to what happened in the alley? Because I triggered something to bring about death.
君の呪いは人を花のように美しく倒り散らす呪いだ。あんな血と臓物をまき散らすだけの粗暴な死に様と一緒にしないでくれ。
I felt like he was trying to pay me a compliment, but it didn't make me happy at all. So what you're saying is that the incident had nothing to do with me, and that it was done by someone else.
断言はできないが、おそらく。
Anku played with his long hair, continuing as if I had touched on an important point.
死者が増えすぎて、冥界側というより、この国の担当である私が非常に困っているんだ。このままでは輪廻のバランスが崩壊することは必然。
Alarm! Whoops. Cousin you! Hello! Don't be sorry you're late. I was also late today. I started to boot up stream, and then OBS was like, we're updating. And I was like, no, don't update. But then it updated. And I spent like 20 minutes sorting out my fucking sound settings again, so I was late today as well. So don't be sorry. Oh, I hope your grandma's doing okay though.
そこで散らされる命の削減を同胞たる君に願いたい。
Oh, thank you for the biddies! I don't know if sound effects are working. I don't think they are. Did it pop up? Did it work? She's got good tracks. Nice. Yeah. But no, I don't think sound alerts are working. Let me open up sound alerts on a new tab. Sound alerts. Open up, motherfucker. Also, yes, I am so sorry for no streams last week at all. I was fucked. Like, I was so fucked. May I log in, please? Dashboard. But yeah, I was fucked. I woke up on Tuesday with a fever. Felt like shit all day. Had to call in sick on Wednesday to work. And then I came in... on Thursday to work. I came in, I thought I'd be okay on Thursday for work. But, try again. It might work now. But yeah, I came in on Thursday. But as soon as I started, like, picking up groceries and, like, packing them and stuff, and, like, actually working, my energy just... You know the feeling when you're, like, recovering from a sick, or, like, you're sick and your body is just noodly, it's weak, you're shaky, you're just so lethargic? So I went home early on Thursday. So I took 2 sick days, and I didn't get better really until until about Thursday afternoon. I meant Wednesday. My sound alert should be working now, I think. Wait, let me check my channel. Channelly. Mute the tab so you don't get double audio. A boot. Sound alerts, motherfucker. Frick. I don't know, man. Sound alerts are apparently supposed to be on. I don't know what's wrong. Thank you for the biddies again. True. The thing is, I work with the public, so I am always exposed to the public, and the public gets me fucking sick as shit. And stress has kept my immune system weak AF. Well, not weak AF, but you know, stress literally does change how what is it? What's it? What's it, fuck? I don't know why it's not working. Yeah, stress literally does weaken your immune system, which is why I get, yeah, which is why I get, sick so often, I think. Cause life is too motherfucking stressful. Are you looking for a new job? No, I'm fine with my job currently. It's more, we have to move out. We have to move out before September. We have until I think the 1st of September to find a new house, and I'm trying to save up enough money to help with the bond for moving in, and it's been a bit tough because I have made some financial decisions that I probably should not have, but it should be okay. Yeah, the place we're renting, the place we are renting has, paste. Okay. And then activate your Twitch extension. But I have done that, motherfucker. But I have done that. My god. My Twitch panel is active. But yeah, so we've got a little over 2 months. July and all of August to find a place. So it's getting me a little bit stressed. I mean, to be fair, oh crap, Kaze! 2,000 biddies. I hope... Did you mean to do 2,000 or was that an accident? Okay, I think I'm just gonna... I think I'm gonna delete the sound alerts and edit again. Remove, yes. Browser source. Thank you though so much. Holy crap. Okay, I have added I've added new alerts. Properties. Wait. Nah. Hey, good vibes. Welcome in. I am so sorry that you have come to chat during scuff. Jesus Christ, that is so loud. I'm so sorry that was so loud. But hey, it's working. Yay. Oh, you didn't hear anything? I don't have a sound for... Yeah, I don't have the sound alert sound on my freaking fucking fuck. Okay, it worked for me, and you saw it on screen though, right? Why does OBS motherfucking hate me? Fucking fuck. We did see a screen thing. Thank you. Thank you, good vibes. Thank you for popping in here, because I need the good vibes. I need you to give me sound. Oh. Hey. Thank you for the follow. I'm gonna make that pop up just a little bit smaller in the screen. My goodness. Oh god. How the fuck did I get a sound? How did I get a sound? Oh, cousin. That is so loud. That is so loud in my face. I'm gonna bring those down to half volume. Half volume. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, Google. How to add sound alerts to audio mixer. In OBS. Control audio via OBS. Properties. Oh. Ha. It should be. Yes. Fudgin. Extension. Feral noises. Yes. Hi. I make many of those. Test. Bish! What? The sound of my Kokoro Baroka rowing. The fuck? The fucking. Eh. Wait, let me do it this way. Why? 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 Tell me that it's human nature. Why? Why? Okay, so do not get distracted. I'm gonna cry. Why? Why? Why you fucking lying to me and telling me everything's working? Have you tried praying? No, I might. I just might. Properties. Wait, am I stupid? No, I'm not stupid. I was like, wait, did I put it underneath my video, but I didn't? I was like, wait, am I dumb? But no, I'm not dumb. I am dumb, never mind. I'm so stupid. Did that work? Did you hear that? Wait, no, you probably didn't. Wait. Let me. Wait, now if I do control audio via OBS. Now do you hear? Did that work? Did that finally? Please tell me that finally. Yes, yes. Okay. Sound alerts has to be at the Yay! Ah, motherfuck. Jesus. Jesus, take the wheel. This is why I should let Jesus take the wheel more often, because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Okay, so sound alerts has to be the first top thing on my line of sources to work properly, apparently. But yay, it's working. Okay. We got there in the end. Okay. We return to regularly scheduled streaming. Kaze, jeez Louises. How many bits have you given? How many bits have you given today? You've given 2,300 biddies today, Kaze. Holy crap. Thank you so much. Wait, no. 1. You did 100, 200, 300. Yeah, 2,300. Kaze, plus a gift sub. Thank you so much. I feel so bad I didn't stream last week, but I was sick. Oh well. Okay. Back to scheduled. Yeah. Yes, Kaze has been with me for almost 3 or 4 years now, I think. He's been my #1 recurring viewer for a while now. I appreciate him to the ends of the infinity. Kaze, Jesus. But to be honest, I'm gonna be honest, I kind of need the money. I kind of need the money this week. So when the Twitch payout comes out in a couple weeks, hopefully I have enough. I actually, with those bits, I might actually have enough for a payout. I might actually have enough for the payout. I'd have to check. That was, yeah. I've done the math, and, I've done the math, and for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to have less than $100 personal spending money. Which is fine. Like, that's still fine, I think, for me. Oh, yeah. I definitely get a payout this thingy. Next payout thing, which is... When is the next payout? Doesn't actually tell me. But it's usually the 15th of each month. Thank you, Kaze. How much do you have in savings? Right now I have about 500, 600-ish in savings. And I did also just pick up an extra shift permanently, so I should be fine. Especially with the helpful biddies that you've just sent me. It should contribute to the Twitch payout. But yeah, I took an extra 4 hours permanently on Sundays. Money. So now I work 36 hours a week. So yeah, hopefully after I've moved and settled into wherever we move into, I should finally be able to start streaming 2 days a week. Cause yeah, I've just been too stressed to do my usual 2 days a week, which I feel bad about. But yeah. So hopefully after mid-September-ish, I should be on 2 weeks fully again. I mean, I'm gonna try and do 2 weeks until then as well, but it's a little bit tough. But back to the game. Back to the not good vibes, because this game is depression. Where are we in the plot? We are still in the common route. So... Oh. Basically, we're still on the common route. Basically, we've gotten to the point where Cerez finds a bunch of people dead in the alleyway after Lucas's first killing. Well, not first killing, but like most recent murder spree. And we're like, oh my god, it was my fault. And then Hugo and Eve come over to investigate / help us. And then Milo sets off the explosion, remember, that he set off in the other version of the game. So he sets off the explosion, Eve croaks, and Ceres is like, I'm gonna off myself because I keep killing everybody I know. And then Anku stops us and he's like, be my partner in crime. And we're basically at that point where he's trying to convince her to be like, pick me, date me, be my partner in crime. So we're kind of at that point. And he's like, I can make you a normal girl. And she's like, I kind of want to do that. Huh? An ordinary girl. I had longed to hear those words all my life.
さあ、どうかな。奪うのではなく、誰かを救うことで幸福を得ることができるのだよ。君にとって決して悪い提案じゃないと思うんだが。
He was right. Oh, he was right. I'd be lying if I said I'd never thought about it before. Living a peaceful life with my beloved family. Not worried about killing anyone in the future. There's something he's not telling us, but he also can't tell us. His words, when he tries to tell us the truth, are still, they're still getting blanked out, despite us being on the La Salou playthrough. Yeah, see? His words are still getting blanked. So even though we're on the true route, we're not able to fully see what he wants to tell us still. If what he said was true, and I actually was able to live that sort of life, I could only imagine how happy I would be. However, no. No.
Nani?
For real, censorship. My god. I was about to nod in response to his tempting offer, but I shook my head instead.
私の言葉が信じられないと?
That's not it. Believing what you said to me and accepting your proposal are two separate things. It's true that I've longed to live a normal life, but for me to wish for such a thing, I shouldn't forget the reason I came out to the Lycros field to begin with. I have killed too many people to have a wish like mine come true. I need to put an end to it here and now. So please, don't hold me back any longer. I've judged myself, and I want to die. Hearing my lifeless response.
どうして。なぜ君が裁かれなければならない。
Ah, hee hee. The one professing to be an existence beyond humans forcefully grabbed me by the wrist.
真に裁かれるべき罪人はもっと他にいるはずだ。だというのに、なぜ君はあらぬ罪まで自ら被ろうとする。理不尽だと思いながらも、なぜ抗わない。
Because she's been ostracized her entire life. Internalized self-hatred. Yay.
私はそんな言葉を聞くためにここまでたどり着いたのではない。
Oh, how's the game volume for you as well? I hope it's good. I hope it's okay. His calm demeanor had disappeared. He was close enough for me to feel his breath as he desperately tried to dissuade me. We get a choice, motherfucker, yay! We get to say his name. Call him by his name. Call him by his name. That sounds a little soft? Okay. I've turned it up a little bit more. Say his name when no one is around you. Say, baby, I love you. Okay. Sorry. I've had 2 energy drinks and I've had very little. I've had not a lot of sleep and 2 energy drinks, so I am a bit more ADHD than usual today. Say his name. Yeah! Affection points. Anku. Oh, Coffee Chan's online. Hi. Oh, by the way. Look! Look! Ooh. Fancy Switch 2 graphics. Look. Ooh. Fancy Switch 2 UI. Looks pretty much exactly the same as the base Switch, as the first Switch, but it's slightly more sleek. Okay. Sorry. That was me showing off one of my more questionable financial purchases recently, which is this is part of the reason why I'm hurting for money this month. Completely my fault. I thought I had enough to cover it. I did not. Well, I did. I did have enough to cover it, and then I made more bad financial decisions. It's okay, it's okay. We're fine, we're good. I spoke his name, but the face was still dyed with anger. So without thinking, Anku! I loudly yelled his name, despite having only just met him. Oh, he's so pretty! I love him so much. He's suddenly, yeah. My other poor financial decisions were commissioning 2 expensive pieces of artwork for my Dungeons and Dragons OC. I'm in a Dungeons and Dragons campaign, and I commissioned 2 different artists for art of my character, and they were expensive. So yeah, Dungeons and Dragons. Speaking of bad financial decisions, I'll be gone all next week. I'll be out camping. Hey, nice. At least you're reconnecting with nature. You are doing the most touching of grass, Kaze. That is the most touching of grass. That is the touchingest, that is the touchingest of grass touching to ever of grassy touch. Maybe I should have less sleep and 2 energy drink streams more often. Okay. He suddenly came to his senses. He let go of my wrist.
すまない。私としたことが少々取り乱してしまったようだ。だが、姫君、よく考えてみてほしい。この国の死者を減らすということは、すなわち君の大切なものの命を守ることにもつながる。それこそ、根源たる呪いの正体を暴けば、偽りの肉体を使わずとも、彼らにも老いて死ぬ普通の人間の肉体を送ることだって可能だ。
It's more of a resort these days. Oh, that's not even glamping at that point. That's even beyond camping. That's just staying in a cabin. If you're not in a tent, it's not camping. At least with glamping, you're in like an actual tent. If you are in a fully built structure with air conditioning and a fire and a full-blown ass bed, I don't think you could call that camping, Kaze. I'm sorry. You've hired an Airbnb. Ish. That's like one step down from an Airbnb. Oh, my nose is still blocked to heck. They call it a camp. Thou shalt not lie, Kaze. It may be a campground, but you are not camping on the campground. You are cabining. And the snake, it didn't, but does it now? Will it have air conditioning when you were there? But isn't there someone more suitable to handle that than me?
君でなければダメなんだ。回答
And
は
I
せ
blow
か
my
せ
nose.
ない。
Give me a sec.
どうか検討だけでもしてみてくれ。
That makes it even worse. What do you mean big screen TV playing Disney movie?
それではまた次の仰せにて。
I want to have another
姫
Ferrero
君から
Rocher.
の色良い返事を期待しているよ。
I'm such a hog. I bought a 16 pack of Ferrero Rocher yesterday after work, and I have 3 left. And I'm eating one of the 3 now. I didn't even build it. Yeah, but you're staying in it. You could have chosen to forgo the cabin and buy a tent, but you didn't. No. Ferrero Rocher. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but I'm sorry. He raised his long sleeve with his arm the moment it hit his mouth. He melted into petals and flew away. The licorice petals flew into the air, and just like that, Anku melted into the darkness and disappeared. A 2-story lodge. That's even... No. That's even beyond a cabin. No, if you're staying in a 2-lot... No. You are in an Airbnb. That just straight up is an Airbnb. It's not a hotel with a fancy name. It's still a 2-story lodge, my guy. Oh, Kazu. It almost felt like I had been dreaming. But the lingering taste of blood on my lips told me that it was not a dream. Those are way cheaper. Also, you admit you're staying in even more luxury than an Airbnb. I see you, Kaze. I see what you are. Maybe he was still watching me now, lurking closer than I could ever imagine. I walked around to organize my thoughts. The Watchman of Death. I've never heard of such a person. But when I think about how he healed so quickly, and how surreal his presence was. Don't deny who you really are. I can easily believe that he isn't a normal human. Oh, I didn't do that in a voice because I was chewing. So, is what he said true? If I fulfilled his wish, then I could become a normal person who didn't cause people's deaths anymore. That's hard to imagine. I wondered how long it had been since I had last smiled from the bottom of my heart. The happy days I remembered were long gone. Only memories of blood and sin, of blood, tragedy, and sin remained. In any case, there's no point in staying here any longer. But I can't go back to the orphanage. I'd only cause other problems if I did so. I wanted Mother, Milo, and the other children to return to a peaceful life, where their lives weren't threatened by death. Ooh. The same rain from before continued to fall. With nowhere to go, I wandered into a dark alley near the slums. Mother and Adolpha constantly told me not to go here alone because it wasn't regularly patrolled. Burglary and theft were common, and it wasn't unheard of for people to be killed. For a moment, I thought about potentially being killed by muggers. But I would never allow a stranger to bear the guilt of killing me. What should I do? It was strange that I wanted to die. But sorry, hiccups. But I also wanted to accept Anku's offer and live. My emotions were telling me to choose the former, but I didn't have it in me to kill myself, despite wanting to die. In fact, it took me longer than usual just to get here. Come to think of it, the cold rain and my cold body. This is similar to when I first met Adolpha in the rain. No matter how many things I might forget, I would never forget that day, as it remained as clear and vivid in my mind as ever. Flashback, flashback, flashback. I was born in the field of Lycris Nuages, where I was found and taken to an orphanage. I had no memory of my parents, and I didn't want to see them. They're dead anyway. I'd given up on them, thinking that they either abandoned me or were already dead. They were already dead. Spoilers. What loomed larger in my mind was the fact that I'd killed so many people at each orphanage where I found myself. At the same time, I was afraid of dying without ever experiencing the happiness that others had felt. Without real proof of my crimes, I managed to escape punishment and lived my life, desperate to please the adults around me. But 7 years ago, when I was just 11, the previous orphanage I called home was struck by a fire that caused many deaths. No other orphanage wanted to take me in, and soon I found myself living on the streets. It was raining, just like tonight. No, I can't. I want to die before I kill someone again. I didn't want to cling to life anymore, and yet, I'm scared of dying. I didn't have the courage to kill myself. Please, anyone, please kill me. Please kill me. Please. I kept walking and walking as I cried, wishing for my death, then found myself on an open road.
お前が噂の小娘か。
Being all attractive and shit. Yeah, I think it comes mostly from it just happening to her so often. Like, every time she gets near someone, they die, which would already give you some sort of survivor's guilt. But then she has the entire town, the entire city, the entire country also blaming her for the deaths. So at some point it just becomes internalized, you know? Internalized self-hatred brought on by external forces, you know? Like, there's this phrase where, like, if you're told something enough times about yourself by people, you start believing it, even if it's not true.
なんだ。どんな恐ろしいやつかと思えば、ただのガキじゃないか。
Yeah, for real. Who are you? Are you death? Have you come to kill me?
そんな不吉な存在と一緒にされてたまるか。俺は 何の能力も取り柄もない。普通の人間だ。
Are you? I don't know. I still kind of think he is either straight up Anku and he's pretending to not be Anku, or he's a human version of Anku who does not have the memories of being Anku. That's my theory that I have, and I'm sticking to it.
お前と同じ。な。行き場がないなら、うちに来い。お前を迎えたいと願う人がいる。
No? This older boy named Adolpha ignored my wish to die. He carried me on his back without a single thought.
暴れるなよ。濡れて
Yeah,
るから滑りやすい。
like Anku has a desire to help Ceres so much he formed a human version of himself. Either way, I think they are in some way the same person, is my current theory. They're the same person, but two maybe split personalities, the godly Anku and the human Adolpha. Or he's just, pretending to be a human. Like Adolpha either doesn't know he's Anku, or, Anku is just pretending to not know. Okay. He wasn't scared of touching death. His actions were simple. He treated me kindly and consoled me as gently as he would any other child. Yeah, basically, is my main thought. Again, I do think there's kind of more because I got semi-spoiled. I don't know, I saw a post on Twitter that got me thinking. He was living in a relatively new orphanage, and was asked by Mother to find and bring me there. After my arrival, Mother somehow convinced me to stay. Of course, both the children and the neighbors were afraid of me, but Adolpha was different. He never called me Death like some of the others did, and he treated me with care right from the very start. Yes, I know about the dragons. I can't wait to get there. He would scold the other children who call me Death, and always stayed by my side. As he grew up, he would take me on his horse to the fields of Lycaris and Oages surrounding the country. Everyone was afraid of eating any meals I prepared, but he always was the one to take the first bite. In time, they put me in a room of my own, which seemed to keep anyone from dying in the orphanage. Still, there were some children who fell ill because of me, but for some reason, nothing happened to Adolpha, no matter how much time we spent together. He didn't show a single symptom. Of course. Pun Master Kaze. At it again. It didn't take long for me to grow fond of him. It felt like God had finally brought me someone who was impervious to my curse. Adolpha. I remembered how I used to look for him, just so he could show me how to do something. The time I spent with Adolpha and Mother was fun. The orphanage was the only place where I could forget that I was Death, even if just for a moment. I finally saw myself as a human being, and I tripped over my own foot and fell to the ground. I couldn't get up. My body was freezing from being drenched in the rain, and I couldn't seem to think properly. You know how the more you say a word and the more fake it sounds? Even if I could get up, where should I go? Oh. I got a Discord message. Who is it? Someone sent me a TikTok that I cannot watch. Blah. I see. If I die from sickness, I won't cause anyone trouble. If so, then I should stay here and die. The frigid rainfall made my body shiver. If I stay wet from the rain overnight, I could die from the cold. Or maybe even pneumonia. Girl is some kind of fudged up. This was what I wanted all along. I could finally die. I could never be forgiven for my sins, so wishing to be a normal girl was just a dream. If there was something I regretted, Adolphe. My mind was filled with memories of the times I spent with him. I wish I could have seen him again before I died. I wanted to apologize to him for killing Eve. To apologize for being such a bad sister. I wish I could have apologized. My eyelids felt heavy, my vision blurred with every raindrop. I closed my eyes, hoping that I would never wake up again. My desire to finally die.
こんなところで寝るなバカ
Adolphe to the rescue. Was interrupted by a yell.
本当にお前は世話の焼ける妹だな
Drenched from the rain, Adolphe forced me up from the ground and looked me in the eye. Adolphe was breathing heavily. Why? Adolphe frowned as a thought suddenly came to mind.
死のうとしてたのか
I nod. You came looking for me? He nodded. But why? I killed another person. I killed your friend in a horrifying way.
違う一体何度言えばわかるんだお前は死神じゃない俺が守ってきた大切な家族だ今まで飽きるほどに言い聞かせてきたってのにどうして俺の言葉を信じようとしない
The greenest flag. I hadn't heard him this angry in ages. It was the same anger and sorrow that he directed at me whenever I looked down on myself as death and tried to hide. But a lot of people have died because of me. I responded like a child. Only you, Mother, and the others were lucky enough to not die. You say that I'm part of your family, so if that's the case, I'd rather die instead of killing.
お前が死ぬなら俺もこの場で共に死ぬ
I gasped as he interrupted my argument.
俺を死なせたくないなら生きろ
Ultimatum.
お前を理不尽に死なせた世界でおめおめと自分だけ生き延びるつもりはない
What are you saying? It wasn't fair that someone so important to me was using himself as a hostage. Confusion, frustration, regret, and anger. A variety of emotions rose from inside me when I heard Adolphe's response. Then what am I supposed to do? I went into another childish tantrum. I don't really want to die. There's so many things I still have to do.
だったら
I shook my head. But I can't keep living as death. If things don't change, I don't want to. If I'm going to live, I don't want anyone to die. I want to live like a normal person. I don't need it to last forever. Even if it was only for a moment. I just want to be a normal foster sister to you, Adolphe. I want to live with a smile on my face and not have to worry about killing you. Tears burst from my eyes. I couldn't hold them back any longer. The Watchman of Death said that it was a possibility that could be granted. It was a dream I had wished for since childhood, but I gave up on it, realizing it was impossible since I was born as death. I didn't want to suffer from it anymore. Hearing my wish for the first time, Adolphe held his breath for a moment and then...
わかった
I hope my voice acting is sufficient. I'm trying to get across the emotion. He held me tightly as possible. I would never have come to think this way if it weren't for the Watchman of Death giving me hope that a person like me didn't deserve. I was so horrible. I felt thwarted by both him and Adolpha for stopping me from dying and making me wish for something as selfish as a happy life.
約束する。この先何があろうと、俺は
Thank you.
お前を置いて死なない。すぐそばでマムや施設の子供たち、お前が大切に思うすべてを守ってみせる。だから死ぬな。俺だって誰にも文句を言われない穏やかな日常をお前と生きてみたい。
Adolpha wasn't going to let me go until I calmed down and nodded in response. Do you have a theatre background? No, but I was a drama kid in high school. Drama is probably the top elective course I took in high school, and it is the only NCEA level 3 class I passed. For I don't know what an American equivalent is, but NCEA level 3 is like your final year of high school, like your final grade system for high school. So I'm fairly certain the only classes I ended up passing for my final year of high school was English and drama. I don't think I finished my other classes. I didn't go to the exams for my other classes. Yeah. It's senior year. NCEA is like the qualification grading system for each class. So you'll have a certain amount of credits in each class you have to get to pass, and then you can also then you've got your exams at the end of the year. And your exams might not even matter. If you get enough credits during the year, you can actually skip the exam. But yeah, I think drama is the only one I kind of actually dedicated myself to finishing. Come to think of it. But yeah, I like drama. I like acting. I don't think I'm very good at it. Especially like, I mean, stage acting is fine. I'm not sure if I could ever do film acting. I feel like my acting style is very melodramatic. I think I could do stage acting. But again, most theatre acting is musical theatre. There aren't really many plays or like, you know, theatre productions that aren't musicals. And I can't sing, as we know, as we've established on this channel, so voice acting I could probably do, maybe, if I could do an American accent. I wanted to. I really wanted to do voice acting when I was younger, but for one, the majority of voice acting is done in America, and in order to really do voice acting, you have to be able to do an American accent, and I am ass at accents, because no place will really let me voice act with my current New Zealand accent, just because of where most voice acting is done. And it's very difficult to get into, to begin with, even if you don't live in America. Even if you do live in America, it's tough. And there's always the thing of like, you're not good. But I like doing it for like streaming and stuff. I also can't do like multiple different voices. Like, the different voices I do for my protagonists, like my Otome protagonists and stuff, still sound like me. I'm not like, I wish I could be Laura Bailey. I'm not Laura Bailey. I wish I could be Laura Bailey in terms of voice acting talent, but I am not. I am more of a Troy Baker or Johnny Youngbosch, where you tell it there's no other voice. There is my voice and that's it. Mm. I had an idea when my channel first started, when I first started out on my VTubing journey, like 3 or 4 months after Hololive EN debuted. I wanted to do, you know, those kind of, not ASMR things, but you know those script reads that like VTubers and stuff would do, where like POV boyfriend is coming home from work late, or like those audio drama clips that script reads that people would do. I had an idea of doing that, but then I chickened out. Yeah, the RP stuff. I was going to do that because, like, I think I've mentioned this before, but I had a whole idea of writing, like, a whole story to go with my lore, and then I chickened out of that as well. I caused Adolfo the same kind of trouble when I first met him. Oh, and I also have the trouble of consistency. I struggle to consistently do the same voice the exact same way for the same character over and over again. Like, my voice for Cerez throughout our playthrough has changed multiple times. I wandered through the rain, wanting to die, and he came looking for me. As Adolfo carried me on his back to the orphanage, I drifted off and fell asleep in his arms. True. I mean, I'm only 26. Like, there are some people who started doing shit when they were like 40. I have time. It's just, do I have the courage? The answer is no. He was bigger than before, and the tone of voice had changed, but the warmth Adolfo shared with me hadn't changed at all. The way I can somehow fall asleep when he carries me hasn't changed either. The comfort made all my determination from earlier evaporate into a dream. The thoughts that tormented me earlier became a droning hum that lulled me to sleep as my mind succumbed to the darkness. Whenever I fell asleep crying, I always woke up late that next morning. And the person who would always wake me up was Adolphe. Oh, he took us to his house. It's cold.
荒れた目を冷やすために用意したもんだぞ。ぬるかったら意味ねえだろ。
Ooh, he's looking smixy in his casual outfits. Adolfo placed a damp towel on my forehead. I shifted the towel a bit over my eyes to cool them for a moment, then finally sat up. His fucking cubby bed. That bed still pisses me off. Like, why is it like that? It still annoys me, it aggravates me looking at it. It's a fucking cupboard bed. Like, it looks like a little storage area that he shoved a bed into. And it feels sad. Like, yeah, yeah, pretty much. That's what it's reminding me of. And it's just got like a little curtain. Yeah. It looks like because he has, because he has a fire, it looks like it's supposed to be the area where you put the firewood to put into the fire. Like, you know how, like, it looks like you're supposed to stack up firewood in that little alcove and then close the curtain so you don't see it and it's not in the way. But instead of putting the firewood there, he's put his bed there and put the firewood in front of the fire. Like, that's what it looks like to me. And it just makes no sense. It makes no sense to me. But unhinged rant later. Adolphus' place. I haven't been here in a while. The last time I came to visit was when I brought some food over. Nothing had changed about the appearance since then. I'm sorry, Adolpha. It must have been hard to carry me all the way here in the rain. Did anyone give you trouble for it?
なってねえよ。もともと目立たないために町外れに住んでるんだしな。
Because fuck people, right? Yeah, exactly. Same. Kinda, yeah. Adolpha continued with a calm
お
expression.
前はイブを殺してね。あれから色々あってな。
Hey!
無傷とは言わな
Lucas
いが。
fucking bashed his
無事に息を
heart
吹き返した。
into alive again. Really?
こんなことで嘘ついてどうする。
I did a cuff.
今頃うちの施設の客室であっけらかんと笑ってるはずだ。
Oof. That droplet of spit went down the wrong hole. I'm okay. I swallowed my spit wrong, but I am alive. Oh god. Water. I'm okay. I'm okay. My nose is blocked to the ever-loving hell and back, but I am okay. My name is Dendoku and I am okay. Jeez Louise. I see. I'm glad. So he's okay. But it still doesn't change the fact that I caused him harm. Girly pop. At the very least, the fact that Adolphus' friend was safe made me feel so relieved I could finally breathe easy.
安心できたならまずは自分のことだけを考えろ。お前あれからどういう経緯であんな場所にいたんだ。
I met a death god who was telling me to join him.
俺はてっきりお前が気に入ってるあのリコリスの花畑に向かったのかと思ったが。
I know, I'm sorry. I thought I could transmute my throat into gills, but I could not. Sag. Seems to not be within my power ability. Well, what should I do? Should I tell him about how I was planning to coup myself before Anku stopped me? The answer to the question is... tell him everything! Okay. The fact that we got Anku affection points just absolutely tells me I'm correct. They're absolutely the same person. If we're getting... oh, no. They are separate. Okay, I was like, wait, if we're getting affection points for that, we're totally the same person? No. We're getting Adolpha affection points. Rather than... so, okay, so red affection points is for Adolpha, and for Anku, they're blackish grey affection points. Okay, oh, never mind, I'm dumb. Yeah. What I experienced was so surreal that I wasn't sure Adolpha would believe me.
Mhm.
But after all the trouble he went through, I didn't want to hide anything else from him. I decided to tell him everything about my weird encounter.
死の番人 なんだそのあからさまな不審者は。
So wait, this... Okay, this makes me think... Oh, sorry, Anku, I'm in your face a little bit. This makes me think that they are separate people. Either they are separate people, or it's more Adolpha doesn't know that he's an aspect of Anku. I think is what this is hinting at then.
この国にかかってる呪いが今さら解けるわけねえだろ。
As expected, Adolpha frowned in disbelief at my story.
まさかお前そんなうさんくさい男の言うことを信じてるんじゃないだろうな。
I'm not sure myself, to be honest. I'm just as confused as you are. They could also be related in some other way. Brothers? Opposites? I want to know. Maybe. But I did see his wound heal right in front of my eyes.
そんなもの何かしらの仕掛けがあればいくらでもごまかせる。まあお前の自死を止めてくれたことだけは感謝してるがな。
He probably wanted to talk to me about that more than Anku. Adolphe grabbed my shoulders and looked at me seriously.
いいかもう二度とそんなこと考えるな。残される俺やマムたちのことを考えろ。
Sorry. I keep burping. I'm sorry.
あの探検は他でもないお前がガキの頃俺の身に危険がないようにと。お守り代わりにお礼を送ってくれた剣だろ。そんなことに使わせるために受け取ったんじゃない。
You're right. I'm sorry. Let me give it back to... Wait.
なんだ
Anku motherfucking stole it. Either that or we left it in the licorice field. I think so. I'm really sorry.
いい。お前の話から察するに多分リコリスの花畑のどこかに落ちてるだろう。
Licorice.
あそこによく足を運ぶ知り合いがいるから拾っていないか聞いておく。
Eve.
間違っても一人で探しに行こうとするな。
Okay. I'm sorry for causing so much trouble. After giving me his stern warning, Adolpha continued the conversation about Anku.
何が目的なのかは知らねえがどうせろくでもないことにお前を利用しようとしてるに違いねえ。いいか今後一切そのアンクーとやるには関わるな。もし接触してきたら俺を呼べ。
Okay. I responded in agreement, but I couldn't imagine Anku being a bad person after scolding me so earnestly for giving up on life. In any case, Adolpha didn't want me going to the licorice field anymore. If I see him at the orphanage, I'll come get you.
しばらく俺の家にいろ。今のお前に必要なのは自死じゃなくて休息だ。
I looked at him with confusion. You want me to live here with you? Adolpha nodded in response. Cohabitation! Yes! Living together. I loved forced living together. It's one of my favorite tropes. I mean, I guess this really isn't forced living together, but like, you know, people who aren't together, living together, having to deal with living together and balancing that. I love it. I love it. It's one of my favorites. True. The reason why they don't destroy the flowers is because they've seen enough people die just by picking the flowers out of the dirt. That, like, people die just from picking the flowers or picking petals, from the flowers. So I think people are under the thing that the idea that if you harm the flowers, death will kill you instantly. Yeah. Yum. Hazelnuts? A dolphin or a response. Sorry. He says he would get Mother's approval later. But I don't want to cause you any more trouble than I already have. Aren't you busy with the core? And investigating those deaths?
いや、調査はしばらくの間、イブとヒューゴに任せる。
True. I guess. That's a good point. I'm assuming there probably are some people who have tried. Huh?
周辺の住民は、お前を犯人だと決めつけてるからな。ならいっそ、監視という名目で、俺が常にそばにいた方が、連中にとっても都合がいいだろう。
Ooh, Adolph has arrested me. What? Come on. Oh, that didn't play. Did it play? I didn't see it play. Bitch, we just went through this. We just went through this business. Bro, how do you break when nothing has changed? I have literally done nothing. I am so confused. We literally fixed this. Like, what? Yeah, I mean, it was working. Oh, there we go. That appears on screen, but you didn't hear it, right? Is it just really delayed? That's weird. Okay. Well, it's working again, I guess. Bro. What about the bonk? Did you get the bonk? Sweet, okay. At least it worked. I don't know why it suddenly is not working, but yay, it's working again. Thank you for the 10 cents. That seemed to make sense, but won't I just be a nuisance?
まさかむしろ好都合だ。
Huh?
久しぶりにお前と二人だけでゆっくり過ごせる。
I'd known Adolfo for a long time, but he said it with such a serious face that I didn't know if he was joking or not. I was still confused when Adolfo covered me with the blanket again.
だからお前は何も気にするな。ここにいる限り何があろうと俺がお前のことを守ってやる。
I didn't know what to think. Well, I was very happy to hear Adolfo's reassurance. I couldn't even think of what to say as I looked up at him. Adolfo had been protecting me since the day we met. But would that help me solve my problems? A few hours later, I wanted to apologize to Lucas and Eve for all the trouble I caused, but Adolfo told me it would be better to recover physically and mentally before going to see them. Before leaving for the orphanage to get my clothes, he told me to stay inside and to not open the door for anyone. Adolfo's house was on the outskirts of town, so not many would come this way. How long have we been streaming? 2 hours. Nice. After he returned, he must have noticed that I still looked melancholy, so he said,
久しぶりにお前の作った飯が食いたい。
Yeah, for real. Adolfo was reading a book in the corner of the room as he said it, just before the sun went down. He must have known that I was feeling guilty and useless for being here like this. Hearing him say so made me perk up. Before encountering those horrible deaths in the alley, I was planning on cooking his favorite stew. Although he really expressed such things, I was sure Adolfo had been looking forward to it as well. Because I already knew it was his favorite, I had always had it ready whenever he returned to the orphanage for dinner. Then, how about we cook something together? Seeing me break into a somewhat awkward smile, Adolfo gave a small nod. Adolfo always helped me with the household chores when I was at the orphanage, so I was used to standing alongside him in the kitchen. It took me I need to cough again. Yeah, that one was chocolate. I needed to cough chocolate. It took a while to cook the stew and a couple of side dishes, so we were completely focused on eating as soon as it was ready. As usual, he showed no hesitation in eating the food that I prepared. And... oh, good. There it is. No one else seemed to notice his habit, but... whenever Adolfo ate something that tasted good, his body would shake in the most subtle way, if only for a second, and only for a second, if that. He didn't seem to be aware of it himself. That's adorable. The fuck. He does like a little happy wiggle whenever he eats something nice. That is fucking cute. That's adorable. The fuck? How dare you be so cute? Because I had served him his favorite stew many times, I might be the only one who noticed this imperceptible moment. Not realizing that I was watching for his unusual habit of his, Adolfo suddenly stopped eating and looked at me.
お前のシチューは昔からずっとうまいままだな。
He has food shivers. He has food shivers. Thank you. I'm glad you haven't gotten tired of it after all these years.
ああ、落ち着く味だ。
Oh, you're pretty.
これが毎日のように食えると考えると、住人どもの文句も悪いことばっかじゃねえな。
Oh, stop joking. But thank you. Adolfo wasn't too much of a talker, but he did his best to keep the conversation going, to keep my mind off of other things. I was just so happy that my cooking could at least provide the sustenance he needed. I could feel my cold heart slowly warming from the meal and the conversation with my foster brother. It's good. I'm glad I could make such a comforting meal. I'd had this stew many times before, but it tasted much better now, probably because I was enjoying it with Adolfo. But the more heartwarming Adolfo's words to me were, the more depression I get, the more I feared somehow killing him at any moment. I could only seem to think about the worst possible scenarios. My negative train of thought continued as I went to bed. I got a Twitter notification. Nothing big. In my mind, I could see the numerous shadowy corpses piled on top of another. The bodies seemed to all have the same face of my dear foster brother. Adolfo dead from the country's curse. Adolfo burned and charred by intense flames. Adolfo bleeding profusely from a gaping hole in his chest. Then many bodies of Adolfo strewn about my dream. They were looking at me with hollow eyes. Their voices croaked out of rotting mouths. Okay. I know I've said this before.
お前のせいだ。
I know I've said this before, but I do sincerely, from the bottomest bottom of my Philosopher's Stone, promise that the next Otome game is not going to be depressing. The next Otome game we play is not going to be this depressing. It might be a little dark. I don't know, it depends on what one we play, but I promise the next game is not going to be this, not much of a down. I promise. Mine. I knew it was a dream, but I couldn't bear the sight of my foster brother dead in so many different ways. I forced myself awake. Promises. I promise. I forced myself awake and rushed out of bed without thinking. I knelt down next to Adolfo, who was sleeping a short distance away. Adolfo. I climbed onto his body. You don't need... Really? I climbed onto his body as I called out his name. Girl. Are you seriously saying that you're fucking cowboying him? You're cowgirling him as you call his name? You could just kneel down next to the couch, man. You don't need to get on him. You don't need to straddle him. Just kneel down next to the couch. You don't need to straddle the man. But sure. You do you, girly pop. I'm not here to complain. I climbed onto his body as I called his name. I put my ear to his chest to hear his heartbeat and breathing. She wants at least one. True. I cupped his cheeks in my hands to check whether his body was still warm.
なんだ
She was just straight up sitting on him. Like cushioned. Naturally, Adolfo woke up from my sudden actions. He slowly opened his eyes and looked at me.
セレセ、お前、何を
Why are you on me? Why are you on me? I can feel your butt cheeks. What's happening? Lamau. I'm sorry. I could hear his voice very clearly. Oh, it was stupid. For real. I'm so glad you're still alive. You really are alive, Adolfo. My body was trembling with fear and relief. I could see my pathetic self on the verge of tears reflected in his eyes. Adolfo, who was in a hurry to get me off of him, stopped moving.
悪夢でも見たのか
Seeing me nod a few times, Adolfo took a deep breath and sighed. Then he moved his hands off of my shoulders. Ah, cute. Pretty, he's so pretty. He's so pretty, he's so pretty, he's so pretty, he's so pretty, he's so pretty. I could feel his warmth surround my shaking body. His arm wrapped around me, and I felt his strong hand gently resting on the back of my head.
大丈夫大丈夫だお前の見た夢はただの幻本物の俺は生きてここにいるそばにいると誓ったばかりなのにたった一晩程度で死んでたまるか
He gently stroked my hair. His kindness and his strong voice. Adolfo. He was real. He was definitely alive. I finally realized I wasn't dreaming. Adolfo embraced me as he continued to speak.
今までの人生を考えればお前が不安に思う気持ちはわかる俺を大切に思ってくれてるからこそこうして怯えているのも
Adolfo then Adolfo then asked me a question.
お前の中の俺はお前が見た夢のようにあっけなく死ぬ男だったか
No. I responded with a hoarse voice. You've always been strong, Adolfo. So strong that Mother and the rest of us were surprised that the curse doesn't affect you. I think she was saying that she woke up cold, like as in like she woke up in a cold sweat. His body was still warm. Yeah, it doesn't mention cold, it mentions being warm though. No, that's okay. You've never once gone back on your word about protecting me.
分かってるじゃねえかそしてお前はそんな強い俺の家族妹だだから少しは自信を持て根拠のない迷信なんかに屈するな
Emphasis on foster / we grew up on the same emphasis on we grew up in the same orphanage, not blood related. Just putting that out there. considering we are on his route. Emphasis on the not blood-related, we grew up in the same orphanage scenario.
俺は絶対にお前より先に死んだりしない。ずっとそばにいると約束する。
Okay. It felt like I was back in the old days when I was still a child. No. Agreed. Not blood related. Not even legally adopted. Like, they're not even legally siblings. They're just not. It's just, yeah, they grew up in the same orphanage. Not blood related, not even legally related. So, you know, it's not. you get what I mean. This is Adolpha. The Adolpha I've known since I was little. Who was always by my side. He's still here in front of me. There's no way this kind, warm soul was just an illusion created by my mind. Even though I knew that, I still wanted to make sure. Move closer to Adolpha. The eyes of society will judge. Yes. Judge my two-dimensional drawings that don't exist. Judge the fake anime characters for not existing. Sorry. Messaging my DM. Just don't play the game and takes us, you'll be fine. Awesome. Great. Hmm? Oh, goodness. I know the meme is Sweet Home Alabama. That's the only one I know. But it's okay. Like, they're not blood related and they're not even legally adopted. They're not even legally adopted by anyone. They just grew up in the same orphanage. So, it's fine. They're just emotionally family. They are found family. And found family can change. I held him as close to me as I could. Adolpha's body went tense for a moment, probably surprised by my suddenness. I'm sorry. I just feel so much safer when you're next to me.
それにだな。そばにいろと。お前が先に言い出したんだぞ。自分の言ったことには責任を持て。俺がお前と別離する可能性なんか 想像するな。俺を死なせたくないなんて理由で姿をくらませたら許さないからな。
When you say it like that, it doesn't sound like a joke.
冗談も何も本気だからな。
I giggled, seeing him say that with a broad smile.
おやすみ、セレス。ずっとここにいてやるから安心して眠れ。
He brought his lips to my forehead. Smoosh. Suddenly, my cheeks flushed with heat. He completely took me by surprise, and I began to panic, knowing that he could feel my heartbeat through his own chest. Adolpha.
ああ、悪い。昔、お前を寝かしつけていた時の癖が出た。というか、急にしたくなった。
Adolpha explained himself awkwardly. Oh, I see. I couldn't respond with anything else since I was as flustered as he was. Good. It's true that we sometimes shared a bed, and he'd give me a kiss just before I went to sleep. It wasn't anything unusual, but the Adolfo who had his arms around me now was completely different from back then. For some reason, being so close to him like this was making me feel embarrassed. I couldn't even meet his eyes anymore. Even though I was the one who clung to him, I decided to gently slip away from his arms so that we could both sleep. Oh, Shein? Okay, hi. Hi, Shein POV. Sure. Why not? What? Meanwhile, connected to the royal family's castle was the National Research Institute, center of the country's technology.
恋愛感情の負荷によるメモリークラッシュ。それが変死の原因ですか?
Brother has become Big Brother. Yes. Oh, yeah. This. The memory crash.
言われてみれば納得ですけど、それ、僕に話しちゃっていいんですか? そんな欠陥が国民に知られたら。
構わん。この事実を隠したがっているのは王族どもだけだ。
The savior of this cursed country, and the founder of reliable technology, and the genius loved by God, Shein Brophies continued to speak to his deputy Fuck. Can I speak words? His deputy director, Dahud.
そもそもこのメモリークラッシュは本来すべての恋愛成立パターンで起こるものではない。初の事例となったあの二人のように相当強烈な感情でなければ俺の開発したメモリーは揺らぎもせん。
Which was why
一晩のうちにあんな大量の死者が出るのは明らかにおかしい。原因を調べるためにこの衛兵どもに死体の回収を命じたというのに。
Okay. So in this one, Shein manages to get to the bodies before Lucas can dispose of them properly. Dahud groaned, knowing what he was going to say.
運ばれてくるはずだった死体も、この衛兵たちも、ブローによってぐっちゃぐちゃ。
They were, okay. Never mind. Scratch that.
遺族と交渉して、埋葬されたお墓から回収するって手もありますけど、王族の皆さんに何を言われるか。
Oh. Sorry. I'm munching on a rice cake. Sheehan ignored his subordinate's mumbling and went deep into thought. The most likely possibility was that someone broke into the system he developed and caused the deaths that way. He checked the log but couldn't find any trace of tampering. That either meant it didn't happen or that the culprit covered up their tracks well. Oh! Yum!
クラッシュしたメモリー。心臓を調べることができない現状。これ以上の判断はできんな。
As long as he had one of the bodies, he could verify under what conditions the heart was manufactured. Oh, speaking of pickles though, I've discovered something. When it comes to pickles, I don't mind the taste. It is the texture I do not like. It's another texture problem. Because I ordered a Big Mac, right? I ordered a Big Mac with my McDonald's one week, I think a couple weeks ago or whatever, from McDonald's. And McDonald's, as they want to do, fucked up my order. They messed up my order, and instead of getting no pickles, I got a burger with pickles and I think extra pickles. I think it had like 2 extra pickles, like pickle slices, so I had 4 like pickle slices. And the pickles had obviously left like, you know, the pickle taste on the burger. Like I picked the actual slices out. Like I picked the slices off, and obviously because like they're juicy, they've let you know what I mean, right? It left the pickle taste in the burger despite me taking the actual physical slices off the burger. So I ate the Big Mac with the pickle taste, and that was fine. I liked it. It was nice, actually. It was a nice, like, slightly, you know, punchy kind of taste. It was nice, especially in the Big Mac with the Big Mac sauce. And I was like, I actually liked that. Maybe I do like pickles. So then I took the pickle slices and I put 2 of them together and like put them in my mouth to chew on and try and eat. Immediately I was like immediately my mouth was like, nope. So yep. So yeah. Pickle, actual pickle? No. Pickle taste is fine. Bread and butter pickles? I don't know what that is. And like, I've tried other pickled things. Like, you know chow chow? Do you know what chow chow is? Like the spread? Chow chow spread? It's like a pickle spread. Chow chow is a Southern American relish typically made with pickled vegetables like green tomatoes, cabbage, bell peppers, along with onions and various spices. I had that. Love that. Love that. On sandwiches, on like chicken sandwiches and salad sandwiches. Amazing. Love it. Yum. And I think I like it because, yes, it's pickled, but it's pickled cabbage, cauliflower, onions, like chunky tomato, cabbage, bell pepper with, I think in New Zealand it's also made with cabbage as well. And yeah, chow chow is a versatile complement Often made with green tomatoes, cabbage, bell peppers, and onions, but can also include vegetables like cauliflower, green beans, and even chayote? I don't know what chayote is. A pickled in vinegar-based brine with mustard seeds, turmeric, and celery salt. So yeah, I like that. That's great. I love it. Yum. It's like, I can definitely have other pickled things. It's just what happens to a cucumber when it's pickled to make the texture like it is? No. No. Nope, I don't like it. It's bleh. It's bleh. It's bleh. It's bleh bleh. It's bleh 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 bleh. Don't like it. So hey, I learned that recently. So I kind of like pickles.
どうも匂う。
So yay, that's progress, I guess. But yeah, I think it's how wet and floppy and like, yeah, just the texture of biting into it feels bleh. The deaths were caused by a third party. The issue wouldn't. If the deaths were caused by a third party, the issue shouldn't be something as simple as a memory crash. Oh, like they're more crunchy? Maybe. I don't know. I could try. Bread and wait. Oh. Bread and butter pickles. Copy. People are doing motherfucking roadworks. Maybe. I know you probably can't hear the roadworks, but I can, so it's annoying me. But yeah, I don't know. I'll see. If I ever get the chance. It also bothered him that Barreau, whom the royal family was trying to hide from the public, was somehow involved. Which meant it would just be best to keep silent in that case.
だハト、俺はしばらく研究所を開ける。その間は
Oh?
お前が所長代理だ。
Nummy. Sorry.
あらかじめ決めておいた予定に従い、実験と生産を進めておけ。報告は俺が戻り次第、まとめてて構わん。
It's so good, it's so good. To be honest, I don't want to be a picky eater. Like, genuinely, I don't want to be a picky eater. I just put things in my mouth and my body reacts to them, and I can't control that. You know? I could have phrased that differently, but yeah, I said what I said. I said what I said. Too late to take it back. You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
ああ。ただ王族どもには俺の不在を隠しておけ。何をやらかすかわからんからな。
え？ちょっと待ってください。手武将のシアンさんが一体どこに何をしに行くんです？
何？たまには外での研究も悪くないと思う。
Ooh, he's gonna do field
俺は
research?
独自にこの事件を追う。
He got up to finally take action into his own hands. I probably might finish upstream soon in a second. Because I can slowly feel the 2 energy drinks wear off. The 2 energy drinks I had this morning, I feel like are slowly starting to wear off. And the lack of sleep is slowly gonna catch upon me. So I might do another 20-ish minutes. I woke up and saw Adolfo enjoying a meal that he prepared himself. It was refreshing to see another side of him that I had never seen before, tending to his garden with a hoe in hand. It almost made me wonder how I could have ever had that nightmare. My days with Adolfo had passed peacefully. During my stay, not a single person came to his house. Adolfo told me that Mother would probably visit, but now wasn't the time. Folding laundry like this feels like when we used to live together. No, you always just roll everything into a ball and throw it into the drawer.
わかった、畳む。お前の指示通り綺麗に畳むから。
Don't touch my
本当に勘弁し
undies.
そう。
Oh, he's embarrassed. He doesn't want Riz touching his grundies. He's gonna fold your grundies. I'm sorry. Not my underwears. Cute. Those were the days. I remembered when Mother ended up helping me fold your things. Why did you clip? Did you? Kaze. Oh god. Yes, thank you. No, I've been clipped. I'm so used to people not clipping shit from my streams, I just say whatever. No, I have been immortalized. I clarified the title. Thank you. Those were the days. I remember when Mother ended up helping me fold your things.
思い出させんな。
Adolfo gave a weary response as I unfolded his core uniform and spread it out in front of me. I looked closely at the hems that had become unstitched over time. Why haven't you told me about these? I could have restitched them.
わざわざ施設に持ち込んで、お前に直させるのも手間だろ。それにその程度ならまだ切れる。
That's not the point. Once they're frayed, they'll keep on spreading. I would need to sew them tonight. This is what you use for work, so you'll be in trouble if they cause an emergency. We continued folding the laundry together. I let out a sigh as I spread open another of his work clothes that he abuses. Adolfo, you're really good at taking care of others, but not when it comes to taking care of yourself. Oh, thank you for the Discord. Discord pushed. Mother told me you didn't even have furniture in here when she first came to visit you. You told her you just needed a place to sleep, and that's why Mother scolded you.
ああ、そのまま強制的に家具を買いに行かされた。あとあと、イブたち自警団の連中が寝泊まりまでするようになったから、結果的に助かったが。
It seemed both Adolfo and I couldn't go against Mother. I think Mother just wanted you to spend a little more money on yourself.
仕方ないだろう。剣の手入れと訓練以外に趣味らしい趣味がない。これでもイブたちとの酒の席で使うようになったぐらいだ。
While all of his friends were drinking, he was studying the blade. That meme is so old. That meme is so old. I've just dated myself a bit, I think. He really gets along with Eve. Adolfo had always been like this. It wasn't that he was shy or anything, but he was stubbornly against befriending anyone outside of the orphanage. In fact, it often seemed like he hated everyone else. But now he actually had friends that came over for drinks with him. I'm happy about that. Especially since his closest friend was the very person who saved me 7 years ago. I hope I have the opportunity to apologize to him someday. And to thank him for being Adolfo's friend. But first, Adolpha, what happened with the incident I saw in the alley? His hand suddenly stopped. Seeing that he remained quiet, I asked another question. Were there other casualties or victims because of me? I asked from a different point of view. Suddenly he began to move again and fold his clothes a bit more forcefully.
ああ、心配すんな。お前が心配するようなことは何も起きてね。
Really?
俺がお前に嘘をつい
Speaking
て
of
たこと
dating
がある
things,
か
I do think I will purchase Date Everything, the visual novel with the thing where you can date furniture. I do think I'll get that game. I'm not sure when, because like I've established, I'm a bit hurting for money this month, but it is on the list of things to play. So look out for that. I'm very interested. I'm getting more and more interested the more I hear about it. I watched a little bit of my friend May. Well, friend? Yeah, friend. I'd say we're friends. I haven't talked to her super often, but she's great. She's really awesome. She's a VTuber like me. She's a VTuber like me, and she was playing it this morning at like 5 a.m. when I was awake doing not sleep. And I watched her play a little bit more, and I am super interested in it because holy crap. She was talking to the bed character, the anthropomorphized bed, and a frickin' another character came on screen, and oh my god. There is a character in Date Everything that is it's a personified vibrator. And the character design is wild. It's wild. It's literally a personified vibrator, and it has frickin' hair that looks like different types. It's like different types of fucking dildos, and it has like a fucking oh fuck. That is the wildest fucking conversation to walk in on. I'm talking about Date Everything. I'm talking about Date Everything, the visual novel full of voice actors where you date furniture after making them people. I was watching a friend stream it this morning, and they were talking to the bed character, and the bed character had a second character appear on screen, and it's the personified. It's not just one sex toy. They're like a multiple in one. But they have like a lace and a collar and stuff. And they're wearing just like a see-through kind of stripy nightgown, and it's wild. It's wild. So that is added to the list of stuff I'm going to play on stream eventually. Oh god. I am so sorry that that's the conversation you came to stream on. The timing could not have been any more awkward. Oh, Lamau. Yes, that time you hurt your arm. But you kept saying you were fine and didn't need to go to the hospital. No, seriously, watch the clip. It proves how say-so I am.
そんな昔のことを持ち出すな。さてはお前、まだ根に持ってる
But
な。
hi, Fo. Welcome in. I hope you're doing good. I hope work was great. You're probably coming home from work now, right? Happy work overtime. Of course, he couldn't possibly imagine how terrified I was when I saw the bloody gash on his arm.
とにかく、 今回に関して俺は嘘をついてね。
Oh god, a burp, then a hiccup. Jeez, Louises.
第一、また似たようなことが起きたら、リーダーである俺がとっくに動き出してるはずだろ。
Well, I guess you're right. I'm sorry for asking such a silly question. Adolphus stopped me before I could lower my head as usual.
こうも同じ場所にこもりっぱなしじゃ気がめいって嫌な想像の一つぐらいはするだ
Yeah,
ろう。
we're probably going on stream for another 20 or so minutes. 20-ish minutes, maybe. Maybe more. My energy drinks are slowly wearing off. I can feel the sleep exhaustion looming over my head. Sleep exhaustion? Sleep debt. That's the word I was looking for. I can feel my sleep debt bill coming due.
お
So
前
yeah,
さ
I'll
えよけ
probably
れ
gonna
ば
be streaming for another
気分
30-ish
転換
minutes
遠出で
max.
もするか。
So chill with us until then. Woo! Yee-hee! Meow, 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 meow. I haven't streamed in a while, can you tell? Huh? Go outside? But I thought it could... But I thought I couldn't go out right now. Time to go on a stroll date. Other, oh. Personality... No, POV. Point of view switch. I just have the energy to stream. Yeah. True. Yeah. I would have streamed last week if I wasn't fucking sick as shit. Yeah, same. I drink energy drinks for the taste. Oh, also, I bought Biscoff biscuits. Oh, you can't... I was shaking the package, but my sound cancelling is so good that you can't hear it even if it's right next to the microphone. Okay, well you kind of can if it's right next to the fucking... if it's right next to the microphone. You can't Tim Tam slam without a fucking Tim Tam. Biscoffs are not Tim Tams. But I absolutely intend to put some of these biscuits into a milkshake eventually. What is Biscoff? Caramelized biscuit. Ingredients: wheat flour, sugar, vegetable oils. Palm oil and canola oil. The palm oil's a bit sad. Candy sugar syrup. Raising agent. Sodium bicarbonate. Soy flour. Salt. Cinnamon. Contains wheat, gluten, and soy. Made in Belgium from local and imported ingredients. Serving size per package, 8. Serving size is 4 biscuits. Oh, good vibes. Hey, no worries. Good vibes. We are absolutely lurker friendly here. 100%. Vitamin share has 200% of the vitamins you need. Yum. Yes, we are, Fo. Yum. Biscoff biscuits are so good. Saria's wish for her own death, while the young man beside her gave her hope. Anku, the watchman of death, was active early this morning instead of at night. Thinking about how terribly out of place he looked under the bright blue sky, he mused over such thoughts. Okay.
ふむ。この辺りのリコリスはそろそろ頃合いかな。
Definitely. Okay. So if Anku and Adolpha are out during the day at the same time in different places, they are definitely different bodies at the very least.
懸命に咲き誇ったところを悪いが、これも君たちの本来の役目だ。失礼。
Yeah. I usually don't like cinnamon, but I think the cinnamon, fuck, cinnamon, there we go. The cinnamon is not as strong, so I like it a bit. I like it a lot more. It's just so enough where you can taste it, but yum. You're still going on. You're still loving your horse girls. He began plucking the flowers by hand without any concern for the laws that prohibited it. The mist emitted from the broken stem was oh, here we go. More licorice lore. Ah. There was a piece of biscuit in my ear. I scratched my head before, so I probably got there then. The mist emitted from the broken stem was the curse that eroded the country, and was invisible to the mortal eye. Okay, so he can actually see the miasma mist that comes from the flowers if you pick them. Should a normal person be in the vicinity, the curse's symptoms would immediately worsen, causing great suffering and death. But the symbol of death did not seem bothered by it. He continued to pluck the flowers one by one until there was a large bundle in his arms, when... Oop. Hearing the rustling of flowers, Anku quickly hid behind nearby ruins. Oh, is it Eve? He peeked from the shadows to see who it was. Eve. Oh, is he going to look for the knife that Ceres left behind?
療養してる間に少し体力が落ちちゃったかな。また鍛え直さないと。
Eve. The person who appeared was Eve, whose narrow escape from death was nothing short of a miracle. Is she gonna die because of the mist? No, she's fine for now. Anku held his breath and looked on.
しばらく来れなくてごめん。ちょっといろいろあってさ。セレスにも心配をかけたことを謝らないと。アドルフが無事に保護したって聞いたけど。
No, I think Eve has... Because Eve's family have a long history of tending for and taking care of the licorice flowers, I think they have somewhat of a resistance. They're not immune like Anku is, but I'm pretty sure he has a resistance to the flowers because he can touch them and take care of them and stuff. Because that's what his family were, like, that's what his heritage line, his family generations have done. Eve tended to the lycra flowers as he spoke to them like they were human
俺
beings.
が管理する花畑で再会するなんてなんだか少しロマンチックだよね。彼女どんな子に育ったんだろう。アドルフの妹ならきっといい子だよね。友達になれないかな。
His gentle touch and expression conveyed his love for the flowers of misfortune, the lycorous nuages. After making sure the flowers were doing well, Eve slowly stood up.
例の事件についてアドルフがしばらく別行動する分俺たちが頑張って調べないと。
After mumbling to himself, he turned and headed somewhere to check another patch of flowers. Anki reached his hand out for a moment.
そんな資格はないか。
Oh? Why don't you have the right? He drew his arm back as if giving up.
彼が懸命にあの契約を果たしてくれているんだ。
Hey, Coffee Chan's back
私はま
online.
だなすべきことを
I'm not gonna
なそう。
lie, I can't remember who that is. Oh, right, no, yeah. Because Anku is death, right? He's the one who made the pact with Eve's ancestors to care for the flowers, right? So he's staying away to respect their pact. So yeah, Anku was the one that made Eve's great grandfather, I think great third great grandfather kind of take on the responsibility of tending for the flowers. With the makeshift bouquet of Lycoris Nuages in his arm, he too turned his back to the guardian of the Lycoris and disappeared. Yeah. I have a couple of friends on the Switch that I don't remember who they are. I remember who one is, Lottie. She's another VTuber who streams Otome games. I haven't really spoken to her in ages, mostly because I haven't really used my VTuber Twitter account at all. But she's another Otome game streamer, and we edited each other on Switch years ago. I don't really talk to her that often. I wish I should. I wish I could. I could. I wish I have talked to her more often, because I would like more Otome friends. But yeah. And then I just can't remember who Coffee Chan is. Unfortunate. Sweet. As we come up to almost 3 hours of streaming, it was an hour later when Adolfo returned. I am gonna put a saving point right here. And I am probably gonna leave it there for today. I'm going to have a nap. I'm probably gonna have a nap. And then, yeah, chill for the rest of the day. I never add my friends on any video game platforms. I will, like, I add on Steam. I add friends on Steam for, like, multiplayer and stuff. Sing a lullaby? Oh, goodness. Do you have any requests, lullaby, or just let me pick? My nose is blocked, so I might not do well. Oh, we can do BGM. Since that's on. I'll just do Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Yay! There is Lullaby. Pretty dang okay since my nose is blocked to frickin' back. Da 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 there you go. Little non-lyrical hums. And with that final little note, I will make one request, and that is for you to stay electrifying. And I will zap you later. Bye-bye.